Okay, well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight on our YOLO International Zoom call. Tonight, we have two great moms who know how to juggle mom life with their laptop lifestyle. And I don't know how you guys do it. I'm just the cool aunt, so you guys amaze me every day, and I can't wait to hear how you do it because it's something. So we have Amanda and we have Kerrie-Ann, and I believe that I'm going to share it over to Kerrie-Ann. You can introduce Amanda, and I'll let you take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and specifically to be introducing this beautiful lady in our team. She started with our business in September 2019, and in the last, I'd say 4 months, just totally skyrocketed her business, bringing on plenty of new team members, multiple customers, and just really shining in this business. And it's just so exciting to see these people come into themselves and just get going with it. So I'm really excited to be announcing Amanda Olsen and hearing some of her strategies for, you know, how we make this business work alongside our children, because it is a juggle and some days are tough, but I know she's got some great tools and tricks to share with you. So Amanda,
well, no, it can't be my in
love
here.
it if you can come off mute and share some of that with us.
Good.
Sure. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, good. I'm literally sitting in a campground right now in my trailer being on this call, so I don't know if I will get cut off, but I will do my best. So I'll kind of start off with my story. When I first started this, I was an exhausted mom. I was running on empty. I have 3 kids who are in dance. They're in all sorts of activities. I run 4 nights a week. Well, when we were allowed to do this, I ran 4 nights a week between all their dance classes. All 3 of my kids are in dance, and I run a full-time day home. So I am working from 7 till 5 o'clock every single day, sometimes 6, depending on the day. And I was just exhausted. I was basically running on empty. And a friend of mine had put on Facebook that she had found this amazing product that was working great for her and this amazing community. And I thought, you know what? I've tried all these things and I've been slightly skeptical, but I thought, you know what? This was a really good friend of mine and I know she does all her research. And so I thought, you know what the heck, let's try this out. And so I did. And within the first couple weeks, I could feel a difference. I had tons of energy. I just thought this was great. And I said, you know what, if I can get my product at a discount, and that's how I started it, is I just wanted a discount. I said, sign me up. And I never really expected to get what I did out of this. I didn't actually realize that I needed this community. I needed this support of these amazing women to uplift me. Like, I thought the product was all I needed. This was fantastic. It could make me feel better. But what I actually needed was this amazing group of women who were so empowering that it added to the product. It made it better. It made my confidence skyrocket. Doing something like this is not something I would have ever done. So for me to get out of my confidence level and be able to do something like this is absolutely amazing. So that was one thing that I really found with this. As for how I work this business, can everybody still hear me? I feel like I'm kind of cutting in and out here.
You're frozen. Can you hear us, Amanda?
Not sure if I froze or not, because everyone else is frozen.
Oh, technology. If you turn off your video, it might work easier.
Okay, let's try that.
Oh, but at least we got to see what you
How
look.
about that?
Great.
Okay, I will keep going then. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm sitting in the middle of a campground right now, so this is kind of the perfect time to show you that you can do this whenever you want. Like, I'm in the middle of holidays right now, and I can do this business from anywhere. Obviously not when your internet's not working very well, but I'm kind of a stolen moments mom. Like, I pick and choose when it works throughout my day. I run a day home, so I have to work around a lot of different kids. So I just kind of work through that. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the afternoon, sometimes when I'm napping and I kind of feel like I've frozen again. Maybe I'm still good?
You're good.
Okay. So what I found is, I don't know about all of you, but when you guys get up in the morning, are you sitting on your Facebook for 45 minutes, an hour, half an hour, whatever it is that you have, waiting for your kids to get up while you're drinking your coffee? And I was that kind of mom. So what I've now done is I've now started using that time to work on my DMO. I don't scroll, like I still do scroll on Facebook because, you know, we have to, but I use a lot of that time to actually work on my DMO instead of actually scrolling on Facebook. I also set a timer. So during the day when I'm finding my stolen moments, I'll set my 10-minute timer, 15-minute timer, however long, and I sit there and I focus strictly on my business. I've also had a meeting with my family, and I sat them down and I said, like, this is mommy's job. My kids are older, so this doesn't always work for those of you who have toddlers, but you can incorporate them into what you're doing. And I said, this is mom's job, and I mentioned to them that I need them to help me out around the house, and I can't always be the one to do it. My husband's really supportive. He has my back 100%, and he pushes me to do all this stuff. So I love that. So it makes it a little bit easier. And I told them that they have to be patient with me. So if I am busy, they're gonna have to just wait unless it's a dire emergency, that they'll just have to give me 1 second to finish up what I'm doing. Recently, what I started doing actually is I got out my agenda and I actually set up a schedule for things that I have to do. So I do my DMO every single day, but I have set up my schedule for the days that I look at my clients, or that I contact my customers. So I make sure I contact my customers every time, or at least once per month. If they're newer, I contact them a little bit sooner or a little bit more often. And then I also put on there when I talk to my team. That way you have it on your schedule, you know exactly when you're going to do that, and that's the stuff that you have to get done that day, so you're not sitting there and using up your time to try to figure out what exactly you have to do during the day. The other thing is that I make sure when I get up in the morning, if I'm doing that work, the stuff that I do that's most important is the stuff that I get done right away. Because I don't know about the rest of you, but by the time I get to at 8 or 9 at night when my kids are in bed, I am absolutely exhausted. Like, I don't want to, there are times where I talk myself out of doing the work and I will just do it tomorrow. So I make sure that I get the most important things done that need to be done right in the morning. And I just kind of work it like that. Like, you have to base it on your own schedule. You have to work it around what works for you. Do mornings work better? Do afternoons work better? Nap time, evenings after your kids have gone to bed. Because I run a day home, by 9 o'clock at night, I'm exhausted and I just want to sit on the TV and do absolutely nothing. So I make sure that I get all my stuff done during the day, because I'm exhausted and I talk myself out of it. So I work my business throughout the day. I pick and choose. Like, the other day I was actually on a business boot call, sitting at the swimming pool, watching it while my kids were swimming. So you just have to work it into your schedule. Or like right now, my kids are outside, my husband is cooking supper, and I'm on this call talking to you lovely ladies about this. And so you just have to work it around what works for you. And if what works for you is in the evening, then that's fantastic. But my biggest thing is to set up your schedule, figure out what works for you and write it down on paper so that you stick to it. And yeah, that's about all that I do. So I don't know if Kerrie wants to add more to this or not.
I think that was awesome. You covered so many points, and I'm probably going to be repeating a little bit of what you do too, but I think you have some great strategies, and you're a busy mom with lots of different roles. And so I love that you know when you're at your best and when is not the right time for you to be working your business. Like, everybody deserves a break and everybody deserves some time to recharge. So if that's Netflix for you and it's nighttime, then you should be doing that stuff that recharges you, because if you are in go, 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 go mode all the time, you just get exhausted, and then your energy is, it's not great. And everything that, you know, we type out or talk out to the people that we're talking to, they feel that energy, even if you think they don't. So I think it's really important to make sure you make that time for yourself and your spouse and your kids. So that was awesome, Amanda. I'm so excited for you that you found those pockets and you gave yourself the grace throughout this whole journey to find out what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And it wasn't just a matter of, oh, it doesn't work, you know? So that is fantastic. Love your resilience. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Kerrie-Ann LeBlanc. I live in Calgary, Alberta, and I've been in the business now for a little over 3 years. I absolutely adore it. Am very passionate about it. But when it first came to me, I was very similar to Amanda. I was an exhausted mom, incredibly isolated, very high social anxiety. I loved my role as a stay-at-home mom, and I would never give it up. But I totally lost myself in the role just to that one. And so when this community found me, I just stopped growing. And they provided me with a hope that there was another way where I could not only become a better version of myself through, you know, using these incredible products that brought me the energy and the sleep and all of that that I needed, but they also gave me a community that I can rely on for when times when I didn't feel my best, they'd pick me up. I love the fact that this company takes care of their representatives. And, you know, throughout this whole COVID situation, my husband's a photographer, and he was able to achieve that a lot quicker with my Juice Plus paycheck, which was awesome and a very big point of pride for me. But throughout this whole thing, we had the security of my income while nobody was able to take pictures. He wasn't able to do anything. He was cut off from all that he had, and he didn't have an online presence for his business either. So we had this to back us up, and that is just a powerful thing for a little stay-at-home mom to be able to say. So I love this business for all three of those things: the products, the community, and the business, the income that we're able to have. So it's a little bit about me. I think when I first started, I was a very scattered, as you know, my story. I was very anxious person. I had very little self-belief. And so I really tapped into personal development, training calls like this. And I just used it as my self-care, to be honest, because I was nothing, there was nothing left of me at that point. So I got such positivity from all of these trainings that I used it as my self-care. It was my me time. So I wanted to share a couple of things that have helped me along this journey because it has not been a perfect one or a super clean one either. I've had some messy times and some down times, but like Amanda, I gave myself the grace to be able to find what works for me. And one of those things is the very first, sharing your desire, your value, your goals, and your vision with your family. So like Amanda said, having a family contract right from the start. I took this business very seriously, and I tapped into the training calls. So for us, it was weekly. We had a weekly event, we had a weekly training, and that went into my phone. It was something that I communicated with my husband, my children, that when that call was on, mom was going to be busy at that time. So I made that a priority. So this is where we get to learn from people who have been in the business for a while. So I was so hungry to learn. So training and events are so important for everybody to go to hear the stories and to learn the tools and the tips. Also sharing my vision. When our team was going for NMD, we were so fortunate that it was in Florida, and I got to use Disneyland as our, as kind of like our vision. So I said to my kids, you know, if the office doors are closed, you know, it's for our Mickey Mouse trip. So just communicating to them that this was not just me doing something, this was for the whole family, and this was our goal. So setting up those kind of expectations with your family so that they're not, resisting it or feeling put off by you. It's the Disneyland trip, the doors are shut. Okay, so communicating those values and goals and vision with your family. Organizing your time was huge. I had to really work at knowing what was my Juice Plus time and working on the business, and what was the time for my family, and 100% presence at that time. Because if any of you guys are moms on this call of young kids, if you don't give them the attention they need, they will be hanging off your head, they will be touching your screen, they will be stealing your phone, they will be screaming and wanting all the kinds of attention. So just give them the 20 minutes of attention that they want, because typically they get bored of you after 20 minutes and they want to go do something else. That's how kids work. So just give them the undivided attention, put the phone in the drawer, shut the laptop, get outside, be with your kids. And then know your Juice Plus time. For me, it was first thing in the morning. So I am an early riser. I am up before 5. I work on my business. At that point, I get everything set up. I even do my follow-ups. We're fortunate we're global, so you could be in different countries talking to people where it's not too early and they think you're weird. The other thing is, so knowing my pockets of time, and then stealing stolen moments like Amanda does throughout the day as well, just because, you're catching up on text, your messages, or booking calls. The third thing I wanted to share with you guys was a difficult one for me, and that was rigidity. I was so rigid in my thinking, and you have to be able to adapt your schedule. So you want to be able to smile and enjoy this, and not put such stringent rules on yourself for what you're doing or your family, and it has to look a certain way. Something that I have learned throughout this business, and it was very, very profound for me, was that the personal development that I was exposed to taught me how to become not just a better, parent, but a better person. And I use what I learned from all the trainings to parent my kids. And if you can celebrate your growth in this journey, not just by bringing on customers and bringing on team, but recognizing and celebrating who you've become along the way, that is the absolute best. That is the gold right there, is you just loving who you are now and stepping into yourself. So have fun and smile while you do this, which leads me to my next thing. And that is, involve your family, involve your kids. I learned that from Lauren when she came to Calgary to speak to us. That was one of the things she said, because we were doing all these late night events, come drink wine, like wine and wellness. And she's like, you know what? That's putting more stress on your family, because every time you go out, you're leaving your family, your husband's in charge, it builds this resistance. She's like, involve your kids, have them make the balls, have them stuff the envelopes. I know for us and our team, what we do is we've even had kids share on our online events, or we'll build community events where kids can be a part of it. And it's all about kids. When we did our live events, we haven't been doing any of those just recently because of the times, but we would pick places where moms could gather and the kids could play, or you'd go to a restaurant where moms can get a hot meal and a cup of coffee and actually enjoy it while it's hot, where the kids can go play and you can talk to, one another and listen to one another. And it was so nice to build that community for moms, because oftentimes, I know I'm not the only one who was in my house with my kids, very isolated, loving them, but just missing that communication and that interaction with other moms. So making your children a part of this makes it so much easier and more fun too. So the last thing I wanted to talk about, and it's a hot topic that comes up with women in our team who have children, and that's iPads and screen time. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this, because oftentimes you'll hear, well, I don't want to, do my business and put my kids in front of the screen all the time. So my advice to you, because this is a real one, especially now that we're home a lot more, and that's schedule your iPad or screen time around the times that you know that you're busy. So if you have a 3-way call booked, then let that be the time where your kids are in front of the screen. You know, kids are going to enjoy screens. Like, it's a part of our world now. So let them have it, but don't give it to them all day. Just decide when that time is going to be for them. And then you can be in front of your team or in front of your customers or doing what you need to do without feeling that guilt that you might be feeling by ignoring your children, because you would have poured into them all day so that they have this screen time so that you can get a little bit of a break. You can do, work on your goals, work on your business. Yeah. And so those are just a few of the tips and tricks that I've learned throughout, this business that have helped me be able to be consistent in what I'm doing and still love what I'm doing. Like, I wake up early because I love what I'm doing. I love the women that I work with. I love the new people that we meet. I love it when I hear a great story around customers feeling better and women stepping into their brave. Like, it lights you up. But if you exhaust yourself or you're feeling guilty about what you're doing, then it means you're feeling something inside that just needs to shift a little. So find out how you can tweak your day so that you can enjoy what you're doing and really love this mission while you do it. And that's it.
Oh, well, that was awesome. Thank you. And, I actually learned a few things myself.
Cool.
I appreciate all your shares. And I can't believe you've only been in the business 3 years. I thought it was longer. But thank you, both of you, for sharing your tips from the experts. And I hope some other moms on here got some tips out of that. Is there anyone on here that has a question for either Kerrie-Ann or Amanda, or anybody want to share a comment or a God bless you? If not, no. Anyone else? No? Okay. Well, I'm just going to say thank you for taking time out of your night to join us and learn about staying home with your kids and juggling this business. And you make it sound so much fun. So I'm excited to share this video with everyone once we get it all done. They're all saying thank you down there. Thanks again. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.